What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today we're here to talk about the Promised Neverland Chapter 123, and let's just get right to the heart of the matter and talk about the end of the chapter, because there were some things that I noticed that were very telling as far as the focus of what we need to be looking for with everything that's going on with Norman. As far as, you know, this plan and everything he has, the people he has associated with him, all that good stuff. We're going to get into it, but we need to talk about that ending. First and foremost, and we'll get into Ray and Emma's conversation in more detail, but I just want to stop to say that Ray tends to always be right, because when he was talking to Emma, he was saying that whether we decide to take down all of the farms or we decide to kill all of the demons, it's going to be bloodshed either way. This is war. This is the way things is. There isn't a way to get a 100% clean solution, but we can still try. And the path of peace that we've seen with Songju and Musica, mostly Musica, that seems to be the deciding factor of what could actually be the closest to the peace that Emma wants. But the biggest thing is, you know, they decide to take this plan to Norman. You know, Ray had a conversation with Emma, was like, let's take this to Norman. Unfortunately, Norman was gone, and the only people that was there was his kill squad. And now we're gonna get some quality time with these guys, and this incident, just meeting these guys and how it made it look and how it made it feel, is probably going to change everything. It's going to give us some answers about what's going on with Norman, because getting to know these guys is probably going to give us a window into what Norman is doing, how he operates, and why they believe in him. Because think about it, why are these adults, why are there a bunch of these adults who are straight up killers or go around killing these demons following this little kid Norman? There's a couple of things I can think of off the top of my head. You know, I've been saying for a couple of chapters now that, you know, Norman's being controlled by James Rattari. There's that possibility, but there's also these guys, they have to be bounty hunters or something. I mean, we've seen that it's not that many humans out on the demon world. Perhaps the meeting that Norman is going to, maybe he's going to meet the humans. Let's think about that, because there's a promise on both sides. There's a promise with the demons, there's a promise with the humans as well. We know Norman's going to meet with someone, and then all of a sudden, even though we know we have Adam out there, we know we have Zazie, he got this kill squad of humans that's going around slaying these demons. I think Norman's going to meet with the humans, and that's still going to start a war, but something has happened within Norman to say that if I'm going to side with some people, if we're going to eradicate these demons, we might as well go find some humans and do it that way, because, you know, the human side of things, they want all of the demons gone, you know, and the demons want to eat the humans. So why not side with the humans? That's why I'm thinking we're going with Norman, and I don't want Norman. I mean, I can't necessarily, I don't want Norman to be a villain, but it looks like it's going down that way as an understandable antagonist, because I think him siding with the humans and starting this war again, because if he is going to meet with the humans and this is his plan all along, that's going to 100% start this war again. There's still going to be bloodshed, and remember that Norman said he wants less bloodshed as possible for the children. He doesn't care about the adults or any type of other humans. He just cares about the children. So he could be manipulating these people. He's definitely offering this team of people that he has something in order to follow him, especially with them being older than him. I mean, we saw Hugo, we've seen Lucas, we've seen the humans out there who learned to fight and strive on their own, but we haven't seen people that's been around. And again, I think these guys are from the human side. So I cannot wait till next week or wherever we're going to get to find that out for sure. So there's our theory for the week. That is enough to sink into. I know I've been thinking about that all day. Like, these guys we're in the final arc, so we have to start addressing the human side of the war at some point. And this would be a good way to get to that if these guys are from there and Norman has some type of deal with the humans from the human world. But let's get back to Ray and Emma, because they did have an interesting conversation. It was a conversation that we all have felt the same about, and basically Ray kind of checked Emma and said, your emotions are on your sleeve right now. It is very clear that this isn't what you want to do. You're not okay with the plan that Norman's doing. You want to have the plan to peace. And if that's what you feel you need to do, you need to talk to him now, and you need to talk to him while it's early, because I know you crack under pressure, and when you crack, things tend to go bad. You're gonna mess around and go crack at the wrong time when we need you the most. You might say something to somebody that's not involved. It's just not gonna be good for anybody if you keep this bottled up. We need to address that now. We need to bring this plan to Norman. But Ray, being the MVP, my son, the god that he always is, he pointed out something that you guys also pointed out, and something that I caught on later, is that, you know, there's definitely a hole or some type of, Norman's lying about something, because there's a hole in all this with him saying that they, you know, become what they eat and they can only sustain the human form for 6 months. But Musica and Sungju was a big contradiction to this tale that Norman is telling. Now, whether Norman is just feeding people this information to get his way, or if this is what he was told and he believes it, because Norman doesn't know what these guys are going through. And that's also what Ray was pointing out, that he needs to, Emma needs to tell Emma needs to tell Norman about Musica and Sungju, because the way that they've lived, the way they sustain, is going to be the way that we're going to find the less bloodshed, because these guys have lived for years without eating humans. So that's going to be the best way. We need to find out what they did to live. And there's always that possibility that Sungju is lying. I really do truly believe that Musica is pure and on the right path. And if she ends up being bad, oh boy, that's going to be a hell of a cliffhanger. But again, the path to peace lies with them, and props to Norman for trying. But Ray is always going to be one step ahead. I like the little silent, or not, sometimes not even silent, rivalry that Norman and Ray have with each other. Ray always being cautious, always being the one who's always the most practical, and pulling Emma out of a jam or being a little bit too blind about what's going on. So a dialogue heavy chapter, but we got a lot to chew on in this one. I mean, again, we got, you know, Norman's bounty hunter squad, who I'm pretty sure is going to be from the human side. We might actually get to the human side now, or at least see some people from the human side now and see what things are going on with that, because I think that's who Norman is meeting with. And again, Ray just being the boss that he is, just seeing through Emma like a mirror. And you know, Emma won the path of peace, but I think the biggest thing here was Ray pointing out the contradiction that if we met two demons that don't eat people and they're still alive and well, if that's going to be the way we're going to go for peace, we're going to do it. I don't necessarily buy that Ray is completely down for Emma's plan. I mean, Ray is the most practical of them all. He's openly said, yeah, I want these demons dead too. They put me through hell. But if we're going to have to keep them alive, and if it's to make you happy, that seems to be Emma's big role in this, is that everybody knows that she's right and want to do whatever it takes to make her happy in that sense. Ray's like, okay, I'll go along with it. But if we're going to go along with it, we need to find the side that's going to be most practical. So guys, definitely chime in and let me know what you thought of this chapter in the comments below. Big news, big possibilities, big theories that we always get with this one. I cannot wait to get to the human side. I cannot wait for next week to see, really get into the minds, because we just had like a shonen type introduction of these people that are working with Norman. But now that the kids are alone with them, and even the way that they were saying things were kind of like contradicting, like, oh yeah, the boss isn't here right now. Kind of like Norman's not really in charge here. And I just can't get over the fact, I mean, Peter Atari's behind. If Peter Atari isn't behind this, there's definitely some players on the human side. Either way, Norman's being played like a puppet by someone. Or either he's so smart that he's using all of this to his advantage, and when it finally gets to that breaking point and when it finally all comes out, you know it's going to be glorious. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Definitely let me know what you thought of the chapter in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on his channel. As I always say, you guys be anywhere on YouTube right now, shows listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.